Hello and welcome to the January 2026 edition of the Pinball Roundtable. Joining me as always, Cale Hernandez of the Electric Bat and Retro Ralph. Where are you? Of Tempe, Arizona, or the Retro Ralph Arcade? I don't know. Whatever.
What?
The garage.
The garage.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. From the garage. Retro Ralph.
Yeah.
Boy, we got a long show today. We should just start getting to it, right?
Strap in.
It's a really long show, so we just go right into it.
The topics section, ladies and gentlemen, got long because we were jonesing the record. So because we didn't get to record ourselves because we had George Gomez on.
Yeah, we missed a month, really, kind of.
Which was great.
Yeah. Which was great. Feedback. I thought the feedback was good. A lot of people reached out and gave us some props, right?
Yeah, no, really good feedback.
Yeah.
A lot of people, the civilians, got in touch with us. Tell me if this happened to you. I also got a lot of industry people getting in touch with me. Kind of giving more insight into some of the things he said. Did you guys experience that?
Not to the extent that you did, but I think Ralph and I got some as well. Yeah.
I think we got the same individual, but I don't know that he wants to say who it was, so I'll keep it. It's the same person, but yeah, no, it's cool.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a great interview. If you haven't checked it out, what the hell's wrong with you? Go back to the JBS show, like and subscribe and all that stuff. I need to get to 1,000, boys. So I'm saying that right off the bat. So I'm not that guy at the end.
How far are you?
I have like 940.
Oh man, you'll get that. Don't worry.
Yeah, you'll get it. No problem.
You know, it's just like and subscribe. It's not
just takes time, man. Takes time.
All right, let's talk about the Pinball Roundtable Awards.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
We're not doing it.
It's done.
There went that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I guess we should give a little backstory about how we got there, why we're not doing it, and we announced it. We were like hyped up, and we're like, "Hey, we're going to do something."
We were mega hyped on it.
Yeah, and everybody. Well, I kind of spearheaded it, and we'll get into why. But like, after a while, because we sat on it for like months and months and months, and I'll get into why we sat on it for so many months. But I would just kind of like. I lost interest because I thought what we do, the conversations we have are like so much more interesting than like announcing a People's Choice Award. And that's why I kind of lost interest. And the funny thing was we were all like getting in touch with each other. And I know like Jamie had feelers out like, hey, what do you think? Should we have a meeting about this thing? And nobody would say anything. Right. And I wanted to go, you know what, guys, can't we just move on? Because
well, you know, when I got frustrated is I started doing research on the voting systems, and I was like, it was painful, man, because it's like you want to try, you got to find one that can't be gamed, and then one that's like got a cool interface, so it's just like boom, 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 because you don't want it to be like, how do I use this thing?
Right.
Yeah, it was
I
that kind of
experienced the same
me.
thing, and I told like I tried 3 of them that were like mega secure, but like you had to have everybody's email addresses in a database before they vote. Well, and I understand that makes it ultimately secure, but we weren't looking for like, we're not voting for a
we're not.
A
we
world
don't need
leader.
like government encryption levels or anything to do this.
Yeah.
And
we, we're just like, man, screw this. And I can't remember if I was the first one to say like, I'm not real, can we just move on?
No. So Jamie and I were like, we were like, hey, man, I don't want to do it. Like, what if Cale's really still amped up about it? And I was like, well, I'm going to say I'm not that into it, and then we'll see what happens. And then you're like, everyone's all, oh, thank God we're not doing it. We didn't want to do it anyway.
We were all trying not to hurt each other's feelings, ladies and gentlemen, right? Because I'm sitting here compiling a list of
because I thought everyone was I thought Cale was still hyped. So I'm like, well, I don't want to jump in and be like, yeah, man, I don't want to do it.
I know. That's Ralph and I are on the phone, Cale, that day going, how do we get him the hell out of this? How do we get Cale out? And you're sitting at home going,
and you're like, I can't wait for these guys to bail on this thing.
Yeah. I was just not responding to.
Yeah. What's the movie? What is it? Does it have Vince Vaughn in it? What's the movie where they're going to Vegas and they're all pumped up, but then on the drive they realize it's 5 hours. Yeah. So they're
Swingers.
like, Vegas, baby. And in the beginning, they're like, Vegas, baby. That's what it was like.
That's what it was like.
I was compiling a list of podcasts, right? because we were going to compile the list. And when I had gotten to 20, I'm like, we can't have 20. And then I start cutting people, and then I'm thinking about the crap and the shit I'm going to get. Because Can you imagine
though having to scroll through like 25 creators to pick the one you like? Like that would be annoying to people. So like then we started overthinking it. I'm like, I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to do it. We're done.
I was like, this is not worth the hassle that I'm going to get.
Right.
We didn't even get to the trophy part. I think Rachel might have gone a little bit far. Like we didn't even get to that. Then there's like ordering the trophies, and then do you put people's names on them? Do you don't? It's just it's a disaster.
And another thing that we were kind of like, why are we doing this? Like so many other content creators were doing their own shows.
Right.
I will admit, sometimes I say stuff to you guys I wouldn't probably like just say. Like I wouldn't say it like, but I will now because you guys are here. But I was like, well, I mean, and no one's listening. But I was like, oh, this is like the 6th live stream this week on top 2025, and it deflated me because I'm like, why do I want to do this? Everyone is saying what their favorite thing is, so it seemed like I don't know. It took all the wind out of it. No offense to all you guys that did that, but it took all the wind out. I didn't want to do it. I'm like, I'm done because we don't want to do what everyone else does. That's not what we do. That's not our thing.
Not really.
Right.
So like, what would be the fun of that?
So I'm glad it's gone.
That's what happened.
That's basically it. Basically, we didn't want to tell each other. Then we did, and everyone bailed, and we're good.
As our British friends say, we all couldn't be arsed. We just couldn't be arsed. And we're just like, forget it. It's too much. You know, speaking of like Zach on his podcast I listened to today, he said to me that he wanted to recommend me and Ralph to spearhead a like Riverside with all the content creators, and we do our favorite. Everyone does their favorite. We compile a list of 10 of us, and I don't have time for that shit.
Like they do it live, like meaning everyone jumps on live.
Yeah.
I don't. I think he was just talking about compiling a list of content creators' favorite. I chatted with him about it today, and it sounds. I mean, this is just very preliminary, but it's almost like you know how the Academy Awards or the Grammys. It's not a People's Choice Awards.
Yeah, it's like the community. It's their own community that votes, right?
It's insiders.
Yeah,
like professionals in the field making coming up with decisions. So, but he thought of like taking he mentioned Don and Kaneda and everybody submitting their like best game, whatever. And then like seeing like having a graph of seeing like
how aligned everyone is or not.
What
that's kind of cool actually.
What industry, like people who actually know what's going on, think about their favorite of the year. Right.
I like that. Like, it's different.
This is all you. This has your name all over it.
Oh yeah. Well, Zach brought it up, so he's got to do the hard work.
But is Zach doing it, or is he saying someone should do
it? He just mentioned like it would be cool to get all that information from everybody so he could compile it and like talk about it. But this is so much cooler. That not necessarily cooler, just different than a People's Choice Awards, because you know good and well in something where the general public is voting, there are many games that people haven't played before. Yeah. There are mods people haven't seen before, and they're just voting on. Well, I heard this was cool on Facebook, so I'm going to vote for it.
Exactly.
You know,
my fraternity brother said to vote for this, so I'm going to vote for the JBS show.
So, and then when you have like no, man, I'm going to get in trouble. When you have the weighted voting and then you can vote for 3 things on one thing, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know what the third one is. I'll just pick whatever.
You're going to get
There we go.
What?
Nothing. All right, let's move on. Are we ready? So we cancel that.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's what happened, ladies and gentlemen.
It couldn't be ours. Star Wars Fall of the Empire. Let's talk about it for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it a brick fest? Is the question that Ralph and I have. Right? Ralph has one at home. I have one 2-minute drive away.
Yeah.
I put a lot of quarters in this game, boys. And no code's going to save this brick fest. I can't hit a thing, guys. Okay. And it's like,
okay. So
hit anything.
Well, I mean, I know you're exaggerating. You're over exaggerating that you can't hit anything, but I would say that the shots are like, you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, fan layout, all the shots are right there. Should be pretty simple. But the shots are really tight. Like, not all of them, but some of them. The orbits are probably the only things that aren't tight. Everything else is just extremely tight. But you can like backhand certain shots pretty easily. But the thing is, it's not a stop and go game, because if you get stuck in those pops, dude, like, the game is chaos now.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit weird. Like, just as a design, from a design standpoint, it's a little bit weird that you wouldn't make it easier to shoot and make the code have like big depth to it, because it's Star Wars, and probably the person in a barcade or bar walking up to it for the first time, there's a high percentage they might not have played pinball before. They just stumbled in and like Star Wars, and that's what they're going to go to.
Right.
So it's just kind of weird. Like, the approach they took is weird, and it's unfortunate because the code is actually pretty good that Ray Day's put together so far. So I don't know.
I just, one of the questions that Ralph and I were having, just bullshitting when we were trying to convince you not to do the pinball awards, was that Stern has these great players in there, like the greatest. And they're testing each other's games, and they're testing these games, and they're going, this is great. Look at the flow. And Ray Day is just flowing. And they need a consultant who's ranked 4,000 in the world to come in there once in a while. Don't you think?
Do you think, Cale, do they have people that come in, instead of going by all of them who are like really good, do they have like average players come in and just say, how do you like this?
I don't know about average players. I know in product development, they want to keep things kind of secret, but I do know for a fact they bring in outside people, but these outside people that I know they bring in are like top 20
also
players.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're badasses.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. They don't need to bring in shitty players to test these games. Keith Elwin knows how to make games. They have the king of playable games on staff. This is just a Borg thing. Because
really,
really. Like,
well, I mean, if you board games are all really kind of hard. But
think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We were playing that game at we just had the Starfighters Pinball Festival. One of the what's it called? Like the Stern events, whatever they are, the big Stern pinball tournaments. They had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was, from the time it came out, everybody's like, man, this game is too damn hard. Why did they design a game based on a Nickelodeon IP and they made it like hard as shit? I went over there after one round, and there were 2 top 10 players on the game. The highest score was like 4.6 million points.
Yeah, the scoring's also really weird on that game too. It's like really low, the scoring on it.
It is really low. Like the GC was like 25 million, but still they were having like short ball times. I mean, this should be a game that kids can approach. The game is beautiful. Zombie Yeti art. It's cool. The layout actually looks cool, but the damn thing is so hard to play. I mean, universally, you hear people, you never hear people going, oh, I had a fantastic ball on Turtles.
Yeah.
They go, what do you want, Turtles? Oh, and good luck, brother.
And that's just Borg's style. I think like one of the most playable games he's made is like Rush, probably.
Yeah, but Rush is still hard as shit.
Yeah, but
because you got that scoop right there. It
could be because Surge came over, but like I'm gotten a lot better at the Walking Dead remastered, but I feel like I've gotten really good at the one at my house. I bet if I go to the Bat though, I'd get completely, because they did tweak a little bit of stuff. Like when it comes out of the pops, I know it's not every time, but a higher percentage of the time it doesn't just go straight down the middle. So that has helped it a lot. But that game is, is pretty hard too.
Yeah, no question.
But they definitely helped it. Like the geometry changes probably helped it. But dude, I hadn't played Metallica Remastered in a while, right? It's just like, it's one of those games where I play it every now and then. And I jumped on it. My high on that's like pretty good. Like my GC on it's like 600 something million. So it's pretty good. Dude, it was kicking my ass. ass. Like it was kicking me in the nuts repeatedly for like 10 games straight. And I was like, holy crap. And I was pissed, but that is Borg though. Like his games can be really tough.
Yeah,
maybe Borg wasn't the right designer for Star Wars. Like, why not? It seems like that
he wasn't. He was, and that's nothing against Borg. You need these. You need these difficult games,
yeah, for sure.
But it would have really, and maybe I would love for somebody from Stern to reach out to us and tell me why I'm wrong. But it would have made more sense for somebody like Elwin to do a big IP, like Star Wars. Probably, what they're thinking is that like this IP speaks for itself. Let's put, you put Keith on another IP because you usually Keith's games sell anyway. So that might be the math behind that.
But what like a banger to say like it's a big IP like Star Wars and an Elwin game. And no offense to Borg, I like Borg games. I have 3 of them in my collection, so I like his games. But you're right though, man. It's and the weird thing is he was doing 2 games anyway. He did both of them, right? He was doing Star Wars and friggin' Walking Dead at the same time. So
correct.
It would have made sense to offload him. Yeah,
I'm not shitting on him. I'm just saying it's too hard.
It is too well. Just look at the math. Look at the geometry. It's a standard body game, standard size game like Stern does and is always going to do. And then, but you have like 1 million shots in a fan layout. Like, of course, it's going to be difficult. You have a bunch of tight shots. They should have removed like 2 shots and then made, one of them
give it a little bit more open space.
Yeah. And then what's interesting is, they have the premium at Starfighters we were playing this weekend. And of course, Ralph, you know this because you have the LE.
Yeah.
Like the Pro is so much more playable because you have that middle shot that's always open. On the premium and LE, you spend more money for the most dangerous shot in the world. Like straight up the middle, it's it's coming right down between the flippers.
Yeah, like you want to hit that jump ramp while your ball saver's still on because like because sometimes if you hit that thing dead on, it will bounce off that rubber and go straight down the middle, and then you're like, cool. and by that time, especially if you just started, you probably don't have Jedi spelled yet, so you can't use the ball save thing, so you're kind of screwed. But
speaking of ball save, the
Jedi ball save.
Can you tell people how to use the Jedi ball save and what the hell is going the hell is going on at Stern when they can't educate people? Nobody knows how to use it. Like
on the Pro, it's easy, right? Yeah.
Well, on the Pro, it's easy because it works like the lifesaver on Jaws or whatever the heck that thing is called.
But like at one point, Ralph was like, "I figured out how to use it. Here it goes." And then Raymond Davidson's like, "That's actually not how you use it." Well, then why doesn't somebody at Stern like just do a quick? It takes like 2 seconds to do a fucking video on Instagram. Going, this is how you use this thing.
So, Cale, like, I read Ray Day's long message, and then I go into the garage. I'm like, I got this, and I go in front of it. I was like, what the shit? What did he say again? And I'm like reading the thing. I'm like, I'm having to read like this novel from Ray Day to figure out how to use this feature. So then I messaged Joel from Flipping Out, and he's like, "Oh, Ralph, yeah." And then he left me a voice message. It was pretty long, right, of how it works. Mm-hmm. Then he sent me a follow-up because he's like, "Well, I wasn't that specific in the last one." I'm like, "This is broken. Then it shouldn't be this difficult." Right. Honestly, like you've complicated the shit out of it. It doesn't need to be because it's like when Jedi's not spelt all the way, it's like a slow pulse. So the magnet will just do a slow pulse or like a short pulse. Then if Jedi spell all the way, it'll do a long pulse. But then there's like things you have to think about because if it's coming from like the left out lane, there's a thing, you've seen it, right? There's a little piece of metal that the ball will like hop off of. So so when it's hopping, you're like, okay, crap, I got to get that Jedi ball save. But if you miss that little metal thing is assisting the magnet.
Explain this to me. So you have to spend several $1,000 more to get fucked with this mech.
Yes.
How does that make sense?
And the little mini micro machine.
Joel is going to be so mad at me, and same with Ray Day, because Ray Day kind of was like, dude, it's not that hard. But it should just be one. It should just work as simply as it sounds like it should work.
Correct.
If your light is lit up, you should be able to use the magnet at that point in time. To have like a short pulse and a long pulse, and then the fact that you have to like be really thinking about which way the ball's coming down, I don't know. It just seems like they made it too difficult. But when it works, it's cool as hell.
Jack Danger executed it well in Foo Fighters.
With the post with the
your left out lane is lit. hold your flipper up. That
What's that
post comes
feature
up.
called again? I can't remember. That feature's cool though.
Yeah, what do you call this? Dead post or something?
Yeah, the post popped up,
but
and
it's overdrive. Cool. Like, but what is it called in the game? I can't remember. Like, it's like you'd get something when that happened. I can't remember.
Is it like overdrive or something?
Might be.
I can't. I don't know. I was just playing it the other day. Howard
but the whole like Jedi thing. So it's really funny. I'll say it in 2 seconds. But so like I was trying to explain it to, I don't know if you guys remember Cole from Castles and Coasters, but he came over and he's like, oh, I want to play it. He's like, well, how does this Jedi thing work? And I was explaining it. I was playing and I'm like, oh, I'll just show you. Cause I'm thinking, oh, I'm the man. It's my game. It fails on me. Like both times, you can't show him shit. And then he jumps on in his first ball and hits it. And it does the coolest thing. Cause it does like the thing where it spins it. It holds it and then it throws it up. Yoda throws it up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, honestly, what would be the odds that the first time it would work for him, it would work perfect? You know what I mean? I was pissed then because I'm like,
I don't know.
No, it hardly, Jamie, you've played it. It hardly does that one. That one's the cool one where he like holds it. Yeah. And then he tosses it back up.
I've played the premium a dozen times. I play the pro. The pro works all the time.
Okay. Who brought the dog?
Is that a chicken? Do you have a chicken in the house?
Get the reference?
No, I have
a rooster.
Ghostbusters.
You got it? You got it?
Bagel. It's just being a shit.
All right, anyway, so clearly we don't know what the hell we're talking about with the ball safe thing. So,
no idea.
We'll move on.
But again, maybe that was designed for people in the top 100. Okay.
I mean, it shouldn't be this hard, really. It shouldn't be that hard. That's all I'm saying.
I keep thinking, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing over here? So, all right, well, that's our Star Wars. We could talk about rumored games, or we could talk about Kong real quick. Get Kong, and then we'll go into more rumored.
Okay, which one?
What was the rumor?
Ralph's in the minority here. Then he's starting to like Kong more than he likes Godzilla, and I think we should talk about it.
It's just a general statement, but I do feel like I'm enjoying Kong more than Godzilla. I don't know why that is, but I mean, I could try to explain it. But do you think I'm in like a weird category thinking that?
I've been saying this from the beginning that Kong is a much more interesting layout than Godzilla. It just is.
Totally.
And I've said this before, like I could play King Kong with no code. It's just so much fun with these just playing around with these ball paths.
Yeah.
Once this code is mature on Kong, I think you really do have something that will dethrone Godzilla. Godzilla will always be a fantastic game, but I'm with you. I think this is like Keith's like top title.
Yeah, I love it. I just love there's so many. I love the drop targets on the side. I love that the biplane ramp is really fun when you hit
the log jam diverter.
Being able to control that to kind of manipulate your shot is super cool. The concave, that shot's so fun when you go off the left flipper, you raise the right one, and you sneak into that little cave. Like it's just a fun game, man. And you're right. I think you could play it without code and it'd still be really fun to shoot. So
I think it's really a game that you wouldn't if you're an amateur. If Janine were to step up to Kong, and she did during the Christmas break, too hard.
Probably didn't like it. Yeah,
too hard. Huh. It's too hard because of the spider guy and the post, and she's pummeling that post all day long, right? Okay. But
when I had people here for Christmas, that was the one that they didn't really play. My brother-in-law was like, it was almost like too complex for him because he's like, wait, I have 4 flippers.
Good at pinball.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's like a common, like everyday guy off the street game. I think it's more of a enthusiast
but once
game.
You start playing it, you get addicted to it, and it's definitely in my top 3 of 2025. And what's interesting about it, it kind of got buried with so many great releases in 2025 with Evil Dead and Beetlejuice and Harry Potter and Winchester and Dune and everybody else just pummeling them. And I still think Kong did great machine.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I thought you guys were going to have a different opinion, but that's good. Good talk. Good chat.
Are we? Yeah, I mean, we agree with you, brother. Are we excited for Kiss remastered? Is Jason Knapp? Well, let's give a shout out to Jason. He's very rarely wrong. He says no AC/DC, Kiss.
Yeah, this is really interesting because I had some, people, some insiders tell me it was 100% AC/DC, meaning that maybe they were ordering parts or something like that. So maybe there was a pivot, and I am way more excited about Kiss than AC/DC. I don't like AC/DC for like one huge reason. I hate the way the right out lane is hidden by that cannon.
Yep.
I think Kiss is a much better layout. Not only, I mean, it all makes so much more sense. Borg did Kiss. Borg is still at the company.
And that would mean Borg's, if it is Kiss, that means Borg will have done every remaster. AC/DC was who made AC/DC?
Steve Ritchie.
Okay, so that would mean like maybe Borg is permanently on the remaster project, and they're like, all right, well, that's an easy one. You already did it. So do it again.
And plus, they're running into a lot of issues with Walking Dead for licensing stuff. And I think it's better. They found it. Of course, with Metallica, they found it better to work with a band who's more enthusiastic than working with a licensing company that's working through a movie or television production company. Because the problem with Walking Dead, they're running into, not only was that game seriously rushed, and the reason Kerry Hardy was asking me about this. He wanted me to ask Gomez about it, but I already knew the answer, so I didn't get a chance to do that. His Patreon, a lot of people on his Patreon were asking the way the display is, and where they're not using the whole display. Is that going to be something they're going to do with remasters all the time? And the only reason they used the little skinny area, which is the exact dimensions of a DMD, is because they just rotoscoped. They didn't have time to come up with new animations, so they just rotoscoped the DMD and then threw it onto an LCD. And now they're trying to get approvals for it, and they're running into issues where there's a whole different company dealing with the licensing on the AMC side. And those guys are saying, well, we wouldn't have approved this back then because they're dealing with all new people. And when George brought us in for the Gungate, the whole Gungate thing, he explained how this is not anything new. This happens where sometimes in the middle of a production game, the licensing people change. And so they'll have to go back and make changes to the game or decide to drop it. In the case of the Hunger Games, they dropped it. And then WWE, that's what Hunger Games became WWE. So that little wrestling ring, I mean, that was going to be where the kids battle in the Hunger Games. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, that was the switch back then. So they're dealing with it again with The Walking Dead. It sounds like it's a pain in the ass, but I think they've found working with a band, you're working with the band members. These people are enthusiastic. They think pinball's cool, and it's going to be a little bit easier. And I think Kiss is a much better idea than something else, because if they do Lord of the Rings, they're going to have serious licensing issues.
That's going to be crazy licensing issues.
If they do Tron, they're going to have serious licensing issues. This is a much better idea, and it's also a very cool game.
Do you think they'd have live concert footage?
Oh, hell yeah. Come on, like Gene Simmons and his outfit. Yeah,
and they would want it too, probably. They're like, put me on the back glass. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Put me on that LCD.
Because if you're not using the LCD, the entire screen, what the hell are we doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, what are we even doing here?
What are we doing?
Nonsense.
All right. Ralph is not a paid spokesman for Pinball Brothers, ladies and gentlemen, but he has a Predator at home.
Yeah,
and he won't shut up about it. So let's give him 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about his love and companies. What is it? You're so hyped about Predator. Well, you're very hyped about Predator, and you're saying, "Hey,
I am. I mean,
play this."
Yeah, I don't know. I think Cale might have put that comment in though. Like it was about how like why would you not like to gain hype for a game like because Predator had a chance to visit Electric Bat before Expo. And it was cool because it built a bunch of hype. So all these people that are like regulars at the Bat, well, they get excited. Like, oh, a new game's coming in and it's only going to be here for a couple hours. So it was crazy. There was like, what? I mean, Cale, it had to be like 50 people signed up for that or more.
And they stayed there until we closed.
Yeah, like, and wasn't it only supposed to be there for a couple hours, but you guys end up leaving it for probably what, like 6 hours or so, maybe?
Aaron left it there. He's like, hey man, I didn't realize this many people were gonna be excited about playing Predator, and we need to go to sleep. We're gonna go to the hotel room. Can we just leave it here and you pack it up for us? And I was like, yeah, sure. But I don't know if I ever told the story about what I did. I did a little prank.
No, you haven't told
I saw it at Expo, but I didn't know.
Oh,
I was like, what? Someone goes, you got to go check this out at the Predator booth. So you tell it, but I saw it.
I took a photo of this. Okay, so Aaron leaves. Yeah, Aaron leaves. And then so then at the end of the night, I mean, it's probably like 1:30 or something. I'm packing this machine up. So I'm packing the machine up for him. Before I packed it up, I went into the office and printed out a giant picture of Jeffrey Epstein's face and then cut it out and taped it to the Predator back glass. So it says a picture of Jeffrey Epstein and this Predator. And then I folded up the machine and wrapped it up in shrink wrap and then sent it off. We put it in Aaron's no, I never said a word. We put it in Aaron's trailer and he took it to Expo. So I'm not, Aaron has my number and I haven't heard anything like, no, LOL, you're so funny. And so I was just like, okay. And so I finally saw Aaron at Expo like the next day, second day. And I was like, hey man, did you see the Predator back glass? He was like, no, what's up? And I showed him a photo of it. And he was like, oh my God, that's so funny. We didn't even set it up. We left it with the Pinball Brother guys. And they set up the machine. And so what I heard what happened was the Pinball Brother guys set up the machine, plugged it in, and like took off. And then somebody was like, I think it was Don took a photo of it.
Yeah, Don took a picture of it.
Don of Don's Pinball Podcast, right? And he took a photo of it. It was like, guys, this is hilarious. This is a great joke. And the Pinball Brother guys were like, oh, what the hell is that? And they ripped it off the machine.
Obviously, we're not making light of the disgusting person that was.
Don't pass that around us, man.
So anyways, long story short on this. No, I have it. I've been really enjoying it, and I've been playing it a lot. Like I notice when I go in there, it's like the game I want to go play even more. And I think it's because it's different. You know, like the layout is pretty cool. It's a wide body. It kind of is a little floaty. It's not super fast. The shots aren't really that easy, but once you start to get into it, you can get a good flow going on it. And the theme integration is really good despite the fact that Arnold's not in it. He appears, but you know, there's scenes where like he's there, his face is blurred out, but he is there. Like you do see him. But I'm a big fan of the movie, and they incorporated a couple of the Alan Silvestri orchestra, pieces. So it brings you into that world. And they did the one thing they did that I love is that they built in the calmness and the chaoticness. So like if you're playing it loud, it'll be really calm and it's like these jungle sounds, and all of a sudden you get into a mode and things escalate, but it gives you this feeling that you had in the movie of like the stressfulness of that scene that you're playing through. So I don't think they're going to get enough credit for this game, unfortunately, because of when it came out and then tariffs happened and then it got even more expensive for American buyers. So I don't know. It might be one of those ones that like later on people discover it and then they want it in their collection, because like you said, Cale, on some of these games, like it may never see an arcade. So they might never play it, you know? So they don't even get to see whether they want it or not because they can't find one on location. But I'm pretty stoked on it. I'll leave it at that.
Though, Ralph, right? I mean, how many are they making?
It said 300. The one I have is like the weird standard edition that I don't even know. I don't see sold anywhere. It's like a weird one-off one I have. But anyway.
Yeah.
You're digging it.
I love it.
Right. And I think we originally brought up this topic because it was kind of cool that Aaron brought this game to arcades. So should companies start thinking about doing tours like that instead of just focusing on like these industry shows? Like take a one game across country and like show people what's up, where just like people don't have to buy a hotel room or a ticket. You know, and they can just come to a local arcade and check out this game for a night.
I bet you the ROI is pretty good, right? How much does Rob Burke charge? Right? So say if you're Hexa and you got the Three Musketeers, that's not a bad move for Hexa, right? Let's just take one in a van.
Well, also think about the cool marketing you could do. You could do like a band tour poster and like the games on tour. Like you could do so many cool marketing things with that. Do like band shirts, and then you could buy the shirt because it's the town you saw it in. Like that'd be badass, right? Like it'd be a cool thing.
And the you know, all the Instagram reels and stuff, they write themselves. You know, we're on the road, we're eating out of a gas station, and here's funny, you know, we got a flat tire, all that funny road shit, you know?
And it'd be cool to talk about, like, even though they might not want to, it'd be cool to be like, all right, it's got like 1,500 plays on it now. We just replaced our first spring. Like we're getting it back and ready for the bat, right? Whatever. I don't know. It could be kind of cool to have like a repair log too, like what breaks along the way, just because it's going to get a ton of play.
Yeah, they write themselves, as he said. They really do. It's easy social media. So I'd love to see somebody do it.
Yeah, I just hope they get a little bit more credit for it. That's what I'm saying. And the fast, honestly, I had never worked with the fast board system. I bought Aaron's board to add a shaker motor. And I'm like, hey, Aaron, how do you hook it up? He's like, dude, he actually responded to me. And then I got curious and did it myself. So I didn't see what he said. So I just tried to figure it out. And I plugged it in. It pretty much just worked. And I said, hey, I hope I picked the right Ethernet port. He's like, well, that's the cool thing. It's like a board in a network, and it doesn't matter where you plug it in. He's like, you can plug it in anywhere you want. He's like, you really can't get it wrong. And so that was cool. Yeah. And then it's been really reliable. So to me, like, I don't have history on what Pinball Brothers' previous games were like, but I have heard like they've kind of had reliability issues. I haven't had one reliability issue.
Good. So, and this is very different because I talked to Aaron for a couple of hours about his experience with Predator. He worked very closely with the team during development to so they could deploy his hardware properly.
Yeah, I mean, so far, knock on wood, nothing. The only issues I had was out of the box. I had to move a couple of wire forms because they weren't, like, a ball was getting stuck in a couple places, but that was it. That's all I've done so far. So that's good. It's good on them. So hopefully they keep it up.
Two thumbs up.
There you go. Nice attaboys to Pinball Brothers. There you go. And hope to see more Predators out there because it is fun. I really enjoyed it when we played it at Expo. I had a lot.
The rumor too is that the next, and this could be bullshit, I have no idea, but there was like some rumors floating around that they're going to do another 80s themed pin. Like, so the next one's going to be like some kind of 80s, maybe action genre. And I'm like, damn, there's a lot of movies that would fit into that category. So that I would want to see made into a pinball machine.
What about Cobra?
Cobra's a hidden gem, by the way.
Cobra would be cool.
Dude, Cobra is dope, man.
Cobra would be cool.
Stallone at his finest. Cobra.
Yeah, Cobra would be good. Well,
you're the disease and I'm the cure.
God, good movie. That might be watched soon, dude. That might be watched soon.
There was another 80s game that you just made me think of another 80s property, and
you were thinking what was it, The Last Dragon?
Oh, I just made that shit up. And for some reason, like, people now are being like, hey man, do you know Barrels of Fun's X Games, The Last Dragon? I was like, no, that was me. I did a short on it. I was just
that up.
I didn't say that they were doing it. I said it'd be cool if someone did it.
This is like when you did that AI Transformers video and everybody thought it was real.
I just love that I'm at the bat and you show me and you go, dude, you see this? Someone leaked this Transformers stuff. I was like, hold on, because it was a small clip, so I couldn't see the whole thing. I was like, I think that's my video I just posted. And you're like, no shit.
Dude, people, look, I love our audience very, very much, and thank you so much for your support and like and subscribe and all that shit. But I did not put my hand in a fucking shark. Okay,
people literally thought. I don't understand. How is it possible that someone thought that was you?
Yeah. Oh my god!
I mean, that is unbelievable. So
you look good in a wetsuit shirt, though. Definitely look good.
Oh, AI Jamie's buff as shit.
He kind of gave you like some. He kind of gave you some pecs, like you were really working the uppers, and yeah,
I like him. I'd post AI Jamie once a week, but Francie hates it, so I promised him just once a month.
Yeah, I cooled off on it. I went hot and heavy at the beginning. I haven't done one in a while.
No, one a month. You're gonna get AI Jamie one a month.
All right.
I was messing with some mermaids the other day, but all right, this is a good segue to TPF. Right? Is the next conference that Ralph and I are going to? We're trying to get Cale to go and Rachel, but I wish that I could go to pinball at the beach, but Super Bowl Sunday, that's just a mistake, right?
You can't do it. No, not on Super Bowl Sunday. That makes no sense to me. But I don't know. Maybe
I wonder if there are any pinballers that still like to watch sports. I'm one of them, and so there's just no way I'm missing the Super Bowl.
Same. I can't miss the Super Bowl. So
no, it's an
sorry,
event
pinball at the beach.
But TPF, let's convince Cale here. We got an extra room here. Well, we got a bed,
pull it off,
a couch.
What do you have? Airbnb or a hotel?
No,
room?
It's a Embassy Suites hotel, and there's 2 beds and a
when is this?
March 21st,
2nd, sir? I don't know. I don't remember.
All right, hold on. Let's get it right.
We should probably have that info.
We should get this right.
We don't know when it is. It's sometime in March.
Whatever.
I think Rachel's going to Missouri, and I'm gonna stay here and take care of the arcade. We
March
might be
20th, 21st, and 22nd.
I don't think I'm going. Is there going to be anything new there?
Well, we were trying to figure that out. Because if it's March, it won't be
we know
JJP.
Beetlejuice will be there, right?
Yeah, Beetlejuice will be there.
Beetlejuice.
JJP's Sonic won't be ready yet.
No,
it won't be March. So
I don't know, but I think so.
No, I don't know. It won't be. There's no way. So
Pokemon will be there.
Yeah,
for sure.
But we'll have all played those, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I will by that time we'll probably have Pokemon.
You may have it, yeah.
And Beetlejuice at the arcade is one big show a year is about all I can handle, guys.
Is that all you can do?
I'm only going because I haven't gone before, and I feel like it'd be fun to hang out. But
it's if you haven't been,
I haven't gone to TPF.
If you haven't been before, it's a must see. But you guys have to remember, like, this was my life, like traveling around and working all these shows. Yeah. So it's not like, I gotta
glamorous,
go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. But you should. All right. Well, maybe I'll convince them to go to Houston Arcade next year just to party.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So we're moving on. All right.
But come hang out with Jamie and I if you're going. If you
are going, we're going.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a blast.
And I'm gonna have these. I'm gonna have these things that I'm gonna give away to people if they come up to me at the show. I have. Let me see. I don't know if I can zoom in. Why is it? Is
that the proof?
That's my coin.
Man,
no, this is the real one.
That looks good. Dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You're gonna give these away?
Well, a couple. I better be careful.
You can't.
A couple.
You cannot give away a challenge coin. Somebody has to.
That's right.
Do
Someone
something.
has to play me. Yeah. Good point.
But
play me there.
But not even that. They just have to do something. For example, if you see like 2 guys playing a game, go the winner gets this. Or
good point. All right, that's better. That's kind of how Stern does it when they're just walking around. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So basically, if I see you at the show,
give away a challenge coin.
Yeah, good point. All right. Rewind. Erase that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're at TPF and you're playing someone, I might come up to you and offer that to the winner or whoever wins the game. And then I'll also do something where, like, if you play me or play Jamie and you win, you get one. Something like that.
Sounds good.
Cool. Because I'm only going to have like 20 of them. So we can't give out that many.
Limited.
Yeah.
Limited edition.
Cool.
At least.
Well,
let's talk about some upcoming rumors, all right?
Okay.
We're hearing Never Ending Story for Barrels of Fun.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there. Just the way you say it.
You sound so uninterested.
It's like Brussels sprouts.
Well, because I like Falcor. He seems like a cool dog, but I don't want to hit him in the mouth and hit his head and stuff. It's just not interesting to me. Like, who was watching Never Ending Story when we were kids? We were watching Cobra.
No, you were off a little bit. It was because our ages differ a little bit. I watched the crap out of Never Ending Story.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I wore out that VHS.
Yeah, I watched so much Never Ending Story.
Oh my God.
I'm older than you guys, so I just.
But also here's the thing. Like, tell me if you feel the same way, Ralph. I used to love the Never Ending Story. I watched it so many times.
I feel like I know what you're gonna say.
I don't want it as a pinball machine.
No, I don't really either. I don't know why. It just doesn't. To me, it doesn't. Like, there are cool characters and stuff in it, but I don't know. It's just not one that if you said Labyrinth, that makes sense to me, I feel like. But Never Ending Story doesn't. I'm with you.
But it also, like, it fits what it seems like David Van Ness is
he
into.
Likes. Yes.
Because it's almost like, okay, next you expect the Dark Crystal. And then.
Yeah, and if he did Dark Crystal, I'd be like, oh, of course. Like, that wouldn't even. Yeah. Of course,
Like,
that's what
if
you're
he
gonna
did Willow, you would go, that makes sense.
Oh, if he did Willow, I'd be like, oh, dude, if someone said who made Willow, everybody in this community would be like, oh, Barrels of Fun. Like, it's got to be Barrels of Fun.
Yeah. But
They
no,
do have,
no one
they've
cares
built the
about Willow.
vibe that they're going for over there, for sure.
Okay. But we don't need Willow. We don't
But
need.
do you think people are going to buy it, though? Like, are people going to buy a never-ending story?
Well, how confident do we feel about this?
0% confidence.
0%.
Okay.
I'm at 3.
Here's the thing. Is Carl designing their next game?
No idea.
See, that's a huge.
Oh, that's true. We
That's a
won't
huge
know
selling
that.
point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. He could probably have any theme, and if he's designing it, it's cool. Though, but people will buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess not Willow though.
Not Willow.
I'd much rather have Fraggle Rock. You know.
Do you guys think that if they did a Fraggle Rock, people? You think if they did a Fraggle Rock, people buy it?
Maybe. You had to, you know, I have a lot of friends that don't even know who Fraggle Rock is that live down south because they didn't have HBO.
Can I tell you another thing that I don't know?
My family did not. Like the rich kids had HBO. I didn't have HBO.
See,
you know, they would tell me, they would come to school and be like, did you hear Fraggle? I was like, what the fuck is Fraggle Rock? You know?
What's a dozer?
So my friend had a black box at his house. His dad would it was funny because his black box would always like disable and have to get a new one. But his dad was like his dad was a firefighter. He knew the connections of all these like crazy people to get all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember like, this is so crazy that you do this dumb stuff as a kid. I remember you could toggle between a channel. And if you like, for like a split second, you could see the picture. So sometimes if it was something I wanted to watch on a channel my parents didn't have, I would like sit there. Like how crazy that I would sit there and watch it in 1 second increments with probably no sound.
Fraggle Rock. You were watching a little thing called Cinemax.
No, I wasn't. No, see, I knew you were going to go there. No. I mean, there was a time where I was, but not in this instance. I wasn't.
Is Jack Danger designing a game right before our eyes, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, what's going on?
What is he doing?
First of all, Ralph didn't he mention in one of like some video or something?
Yeah, I had a short.
Yeah, where him and Gary were in Europe talking about they're going to show you a whole design process.
Yeah, and that's what this game he's working on is. So they're filming. I think he's gonna. Here's what my guess is, because right now he's showing like further along, right? So I think they're gonna film it high quality and then like put it out in parts. I think. But he's teasing, like showing us some stuff right now. I mean, that hasn't been officially said, but that's probably what I would think they're doing. Is probably going to come out with like some kind of really cool, high quality videos to like take you down the journey, you know?
But is it Tank Girl?
Well, there's a tank on it, so I'm guessing that's what it is. And he kept
but he keeps like kind of talking about Tank Girl.
Yeah, I think he's. Yeah, I'm almost certain it's Tank Girl. But the thing is, so I was really, I got all up in a tizzy the other night. Because I'm like, how do I not know Tank Girl? Like, I don't know Tank Girl. So I looked up, like, I gave ChatGPT, I'm like, I was born in 1979. I grew up, and in high school, I used to listen to, like, grunge music. And, like, I would put in all the bands I was into. And it's like, based on what you told me about you and your age, you could have completely missed Tank Girl. Like, you could completely have not. And it was like, if you were in those, like, grunge, because I used to go to, like, there's a place called Lupo's in downtown Providence, and it was like a club that just had like local bands. And where was I going with that?
I don't know.
Oh no, but it was saying like if that's the kind of scene you were in, like Tank Girl wasn't in that. I guess Tank Girl was more like a punk scene thing, and I was not into punk.
Very much. It's like a feminist punk.
I'm not into punk. I was never into punk like that.
It was turned into a movie featuring Laura Petty.
Yeah, and that movie has actually a lot. It has Hole in it. Remember Hole? Courtney.
Yeah, for sure. I think like
it has
Bikini
Hole
Kill
music in it.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, and it's the coolest.
But is the movie good?
I have no idea. I never watched it.
Oh, okay.
But like, so there's like nobody knows what's going on. It's like, is it Inspector Gadget? Is it Tank Girl? Are they securing a license, or is it basically just Jack Danger? Like kind of playing around and making his own homebrew based on.
Oh, you mean like why aren't they saying things like, oh, and when we're done with it, it will be offered in a limited for limited purchase, 200 of them are going to be made. Like they haven't given us any explanation other than that one. You bring up a really good point. They're doing something cool, but they haven't really explained what they're doing outside of snippets that came from other people that shared them. That's what you're kind of saying, right? They're not telling you what they're doing.
I just checked his Instagram before we recorded, and there's like 3 videos of him flipping around or messing around with a whitewood. But it's really like nebulous. Like nobody knows what's going on. What is going on here? It'll all kind of like it'll all make sense in the future. But it doesn't mean anything right now. Like there's no reason to be invested in what
That's a good point.
These clips he's dropping. Because what the hell are you doing?
Wait, okay. We're gonna title this podcast "What the hell are you doing?"
Well, hold on a second though. Here's one thing that we got to say that we did. We contributed to this. I'm convinced of it, and I'm convinced that we did this.
I am too.
We love Jack Danger, but we were like, what? Jack takes on this new role at Stern, and we don't see him. Like, why is he not everywhere? That's his new role, and I know that's what he likes doing. And then all of a sudden, it was like Drinks with Jack, part 1 through 500. All of this stuff, like all of a sudden, Jack was freaking everywhere. Ask Jack anything.
I think after
we
that
had
episode,
to have influenced that.
We had to. It's no coincidence because after we dropped that episode, other podcasters talked about it. Yeah. And then I'm sure, people at Stern are listening to all these damn things. There's not like too many podcasts out there. But like there was probably a meeting at Stern. They're like, yeah, what is Jack doing? And then all of a sudden they had to like put out all this stuff, man.
But there's no way that wasn't. So here's what I think happened. I really do think this. I think what you said absolutely happened. But I think Jack was probably like, it was weird because all that content was almost ready to go. Like it felt like it was being edited then. So like someone it kind of feels like someone was supposed to be like publishing the shit he was doing and they weren't doing it. I don't know. Cause I don't think Jack, you don't think Jack's filming and editing all that stuff, right? He probably has a team that does it.
No. They have a production guy.
Okay. And that's what I thought. Cause when they did the drinks thing, they advertised the production company at the end of that clip, if you watch it, but, I don't know. Anyway, what were we even talking about?
No, kudos to us. That's what we're talking about.
We did it. We did it. We brought Jack back.
I think what we're saying is like, what's going on? He's dropping hints that he's working on a new machine, but is it a one-off?
Right.
He's
Can I buy it?
Yeah, can we buy it? He's alluded to like he's going to bring us through the whole process of creating a machine. I think even from like licensing to whitewood to final production, which is cool. That's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah,
this has been a closely guarded secret in the pinball world since the beginning of time. Like, show us how this is done. Give us a behind the scenes. We know how movies are made. We know how video games are made because those industries are pretty open. But the pinball has been a closely guarded secret. Like how does all this work? And I think that's what he wants to show us. But who knows?
So do you think this would be more effective if he goes and films a video, says, "Hey guys, we're gonna give you this awesome behind the scenes look at what it takes to build a pinball machine. I'm gonna take you along the process, and we're gonna release it in parts, like almost like a Netflix series." Like you get like 1 through 5 first, and then they got to wait like a month because it'll build like this anticipation. They should do it like that.
They should do
like
it like
something that. Right. Yeah, instead of they're going to do that now.
Who knows? Or it would kind of be cool if like this like turned out to be the Pokemon Home Edition that's supposedly going to be sold at Costco. Here's the process.
Yeah.
You want to talk? You want to go there now? You want to talk about Pokemon and some of the delays and what we're hearing there?
Yeah. Is that on the list?
Are you making stuff up?
Are we skipping over stuff? There's so much good stuff
all over the place. I'm going back and forth.
I don't know anything about Pokemon.
I don't either.
All right,
we did it. Pokemon's done. So the next one.
There we go.
It's not out yet.
I think the only thing we know for sure is we're hearing from distributors that Stern reached out to them and said it's coming. They will be released in February, and Pokemon fans are saying that makes sense because that's the 30-year anniversary.
Yeah, sometime in February. I think it's like a 30-year anniversary or something.
And that's really all I know. I haven't heard anything new.
Okay. I just threw that out there. So that wasn't a good segue. So
dude, real quick,
on that one.
There's a lot of freaking good music on the Tank Girl soundtrack. Bjork is on it. Bush is on it. Ice-T is on it. Veruca Salt is on it.
Like
Portishead is on it. There's a... okay, anyway, so that's good music. I wonder if you license some of that music, it'd be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
So I've got, let's talk about 2026. Is this the year of the video game theme pins? Zach brought that up in his podcast, and I think I have to agree with him. I mean, we've got Fallout, potentially Resident Evil.
Well, that World Pinball Company or whatever, that
Halo with CGC and play mechanics. And then Sonic, Pokemon, and then Cuphead, if American Pinball ever releases Cuphead.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
But is Pokemon going to be based on the video game, or you're just saying there are video games?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Okay. All right, because
and that matters whether on the licensing, Game Freak holds the licensing for the gaming aspect of Pokemon. Okay. You know, if they only got licensing through Nintendo, maybe it's only like the likenesses, you know, the characters and the cartoon. But there's like 3 different license holders for Pokemon.
I feel like this would be a nightmare to license this thing. But yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I feel like all signs point to it is going to be the year of a lot of video game themed pinball machines, which is pretty cool. The only one we don't know is like, we don't know if Fallout is going to be based on the video game or the TV series.
Well, but it's based on a TV series, but the whole thing's based on the video game.
Yeah. No, you're right. But it's not the video game. Year. We're not going to see video game graphics on that back glass. It's probably going to be TV show clips and stuff.
Yeah. But this is just, I find it very interesting the way everything's come together, because, you know, these companies didn't work together to plan for something like this. It just seems like all in,
it's
in
weird.
1 year.
Like everyone's thinking the same wavelength. Right.
Yeah. Because all this was planned a long time ago.
Yeah. I like the fact that I think Sonic's going to do really well, because especially there's so many people played that game in the Sega Genesis era. And if that's what it is, if it's based on the 16-bit original versions, I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Halo, the only why, and I don't know if you told me this, Cale. Someone said somewhere along the lines, someone heard that like Mark Ritchie was going to go apeshit on this design, like it was going to be amazing. And so I don't know where that rumor came from. So I'm more excited about like, okay, pair a kick-ass thing, you know, design with Halo could be pretty damn cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm excited about it. And I know Jamie hates Halo. He's like anti-Halo. So
I just like the sword.
Right. And another interesting thing about this, you're going to get 2 games from brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
going up against each other.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Steve and Mark. Oh, that's true. That's cool.
That's pretty well.
Brother, like when's the last time that happened? I mean, that's
if they actually cool. like did a like a UFC style like versus thing between the 2 companies.
Oh, those 2 will fight. Those 2 will definitely get in a fight. I mean, not with each other, but they'll do it.
So good luck to all the manufacturers. You know, how video games are hot. We're seeing video game TV shows, video game everything, and that nostalgia we're into. I still think Call of Duty would be badass, but
we don't think that. We put Cuphead on there, but I don't think that's ever going to come out, right? Like that, we're all convinced like they're not doing that, right?
Well, who knows? I mean, they're looking. I mean, it's another story here. Boom. You know, they're putting out ads for like a whole new group of people.
I put my application in yesterday, boys.
Yeah, right.
Designers, decal folks, everything like that.
I'm going to be the face of American Pinball.
Does anybody, like, the thing is to be silent for this long and then have your last game that you release. Well, your 2 last games. One, it had a ton of mechanical problems and issues. So Galactic Tank Force. So that, and then it didn't really do well.
GTF.
And then you're like, I know what we're going to do next. That game didn't sell well. And no offense to Barry O, he's no longer with us. But why would that be the game that you would go, I know what's going to kick ass. We're going to make a game about barbecue. Like, why?
Well,
like,
I don't know.
It's almost like you're trying to fail.
You have to think about who was making decisions at the time. And it was David Fix, and he's no longer there. So I don't know if you can base. I mean,
it might be solely his decision.
But here's the thing: this is what you want. You're sitting there going, "They've made the dumbest decisions in the world." Well, guess what? We got rid of all of those people, and we're hiring all new people.
Yeah.
What I heard, and I don't think this is public, that they found some new funding for the pinball side of things.
Okay,
or maybe
sense,
even
right?
that. Yeah, maybe even that video game thing. Aren't they're manufacturing that thing that attaches to the wall? Don't you have one of those?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's you probably can't see it the way we have it cropped. The Polycade, yeah, they do that Orbit under that Orbit Games brand, which is also that thing that's kind of like a skee ball that I can't remember the name of, where you like the balls go up into something.
No one's buying that.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
that's another terrible decision.
What I've heard is they've gotten some funding, and they have some new leadership who is going to get back into the pinball game.
Well, they haven't called me back, Cale.
I feel like, no offense to pinball, because I love it, and we talk about it all the time. But you have to be batshit crazy to fund a pinball company. You really do.
100%.
You
really do.
You don't care about losing.
You have to be fucking nuts, right?
You have to be like, this is going to burn.
And them of all people, like, hey, what is the last couple things you did? Well, we made a game about barbecue and beef with like stock footage of someone cutting a ribeye. And another game that was shaped like a tank that didn't really work. Oh shit! We want to invest in this shit.
But the part about that game is when it's folded down.
Right. But think about what they. Don't think about how bad they fucked up. Think about what they've accomplished, because they've done more than some other companies.
Well, yeah,
they've actually like designed and like cool looking machines that have shipped and been successful, like Hot Wheels. Galactic Tank Force was a grand idea.
It actually was a really cool idea to
really
like the campiness of the acting, and to get the people they got, like is actually really cool.
Right.
Do you think if it didn't have mechanical issues, like do you think if the tank was maybe like set back a little bit more so it didn't do what that did, and then the all the locks and some of the mechanical stuff worked, do you think it would have done well?
No, we could do a whole episode about what things they would need to change for that game to do well.
Yeah.
But like the bones of it, do you feel like if they were to fix the things, like the bones of it and the concept was good? Because it's kind of got funny.
The concept was
good, right?
The concept was great.
Yeah.
The hardware, there were serious issues with the hardware. There were serious issues with the software, the rules. Yeah, but the concept was
the wood, the legs. No.
Everything. You couldn't have 4-player games, Right.
What would you guys say is, out of all the games they made, would they make
Houdini,
6? I think they made 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if out of the 6 games they made, what would you say is their, like, the game they are like, okay, if I could have one American pinball game, that would be the one I'd want.
Get Houdini.
Hot Wheels.
Okay, see, I was going to say Legends of Valhalla, but
that's not really. That's not their game. They just made it.
That's true. All right, so I'd have to pick from Barrio, Hot Wheels. They made Oktoberfest, right? That's their game.
Yeah.
And Houdini. Okay, then I'd probably go Houdini or Hot Wheels. Either one of those.
Hot Wheels doesn't even have real ramps. How could you not have a twirl and be Hot Wheels? I mean, it's ridiculous.
you can buy new light kits for your American pinball machines right now. That was an ad I saw. I was like, that's weird.
I bet those are selling like hotcakes.
I'm sure. All right. But you bring up a good point. But Cale was trying to say, hey guys, but back, rewind for a little bit. You're defining the company based on 2 games that didn't do well. They have some accomplishments, basically. So it's not all bad.
They're
able. In all seriousness, if I'm Dutch Pinball and I've got these manufacturing issues that I keep hearing about on other podcasts, I call American Pinball and I say, hey boys, we got a little thing called Back to the Future. Let's talk it out. That makes the most sense, Cale. I don't understand.
We said that on another podcast. And the thing is, how the hell is he gonna, like, there's no one believes that he's gonna be able to meet the demand of that. There's no way. How long did it take him to make what's it called? What's the game with the rug in it?
Big Lebowski.
Yeah, the Big Lebowski. How the hell long did it take them to make that damn game?
10 years, a decade.
10 years. 10 years. That's nuts.
It's crazy.
Like, when are people going to get it Back to the Futures? You might be dead before you get it. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You might need a time machine to play it.
That's
you
true.
might need to buy it and like a life insurance policy at the same time. Like, that's no. Oh,
okay,
that's
Jamie, that's the marketing. You might need a time machine to play this game.
Time machine. That's fucking
Make-
great.
Make a joke about it. It's going to take us 10 years to make this fucking game. Yeah, let's make a joke about it.
You might need a time machine to play this fucking game.
Look at the
It's
reel.
great.
Look at the reels that we can make.
Oh my God,
we
that's
would kill
great.
Instagram with those reels. Just show me old with just even worse gray hair. Oh, fuck that. I'm still waiting. Day 7,000.
How's that song? Take me away.
You could do it. You could do a 5-year.
And Jamie's like walking in with a walker. I love it. All right. Sorry. That was good. Good job, guys.
American Pinball, we wish you luck. We've all seen pictures of Cuphead, and you should have released it. It's just too yellow, but it looked really cool. It had some cool shit in it. I don't know.
You know what's awesome? And I hope he does it. Has everyone here seen the one, like the picture we all saw? I don't give a shit. The picture we saw, did it all have Josh in it?
Oh my God. Yes.
It's like
the one that
the picture is this. It's him in the corner. And then the machine. It's a little box of this.
Okay, so let me fill people in for
you're gonna do it.
There are a lot of people who have no idea what we're talking about.
Okay.
Amongst the podcasters, there are photos of Cuphead floating around, and one of them is a Josh from Loser Kid. It's like somebody FaceTimed him, or he was FaceTiming somebody while he's looking at the machine, and so it's just his face, like full frame in there, and then the machine in the background.
Yeah, he's all. It's awesome. Sorry, Josh, we love you, but don't be mad at this.
Don't be mad.
Everyone has it. So
it's pinball history. It's great. We all love it.
All of a sudden, like everyone got this video. These 4 or 5 pictures of the video that Josh Roop did with David Fix. That is
it not fascinating that never leaked? No one ever leaked it.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
I think Canada finally did. I don't
think he did. I don't think he ever did. He might have done like a sliver of it or something.
I think
Canada dropped it. I think Canada dropped it in his Patreon, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so he did.
I feel really confident that once it got,
you feel confident about that? Okay.
Once it got to him, there was no question. He was just what he's gonna do.
I may have messed up and showed it to him.
You just don't send him stuff you want to get released because it's going. It's going. Hey, I got another one for you, right? All right, this is Ralph. We're going to switch gears. Ben Gomez calls out Jamie in an email about the beat the score. Can you explain this? What happened, Ralph?
So,
good, Cale. You're like,
I don't know. So I get this email from Ben Gomez, right? And he's like, "Hey, I want to reach out because I was just listening to the last roundtable, and Jamie."
Hold up.
Like,
can you let people know who? Can you let people know who Ben Gomez is?
Oh, yeah. So let me. I don't know what his official title is, so let me grab it so I know. So Ben, he's the Insider Connected. His title at Stern is Insider Connected Lead Creative Designer.
Mm-hmm.
So he works on all the Insider Connected stuff. So he was the one behind Beat My Score, which we talked about on the last podcast. And Jamie lost his body and kind of seemed uninterested after a certain amount of time. So Ben is writing me going, "Hey, I was watching," and then Jamie started kind of tuning out and getting upset that he's not going to participate in it. Well, come to find out, he's like, well, next time you talk to me, you let him know he has a badge, but he got so ADD that he couldn't even focus on what was happening.
I had Melissa Loomis on the JBS show, and I was talking about how I love Stern Insider Connected Beat That Score, and I said, Cale got one first, or Ralph got one. Who got one first? You both got one within the first 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kept going back to keep trying to get and beat everybody's score. But after the 3rd week, I lost interest. So that's what I said. And then he reached out to you saying, "Hey, Jamie lost interest too quickly. We got him a badge."
But then he
On
says
week
this
6.
though. I'm going to read it exactly how he said it. And he goes, I watched a Jamie episode. Jamie mentioned that he enjoyed the Beat the Score quest, but then he fell off really quickly. And he goes, this is Ben. He does seem to lose interest quickly. And he even says so himself. He goes, next time you speak to him, let him know that he actually does have a badge. So
Ben's a great guy. I talked to Ben a good bit, and
thanks.
Yeah,
Ben.
this was a very cool. This was all like his idea. This was a very cool thing. And I don't know if you guys, I'm sure, Ralph, you experienced it. Jamie probably tuned out. So many people got in touch with me and like reshare, like would post, "Hey, I got Cale's badge. How cool is this?" This was a very, very cool idea.
Yeah. Well, and I was at the bat. It was like the second or third week. It was like the week before it was about to end. And someone I'd never actually talked to at the bat was like, "Hey man, I was like, hey, listen to the thing." He was, I got your badge. He's like, "I worked on it for like, the afternoon this weekend and I got it." I was like, "Oh, cool." And then we started talking. So like that whole thing got us to like know each other. And now next time I go, we'll talk again. But
dude, that shit made us so much money.
I bet.
Because people were at the bat, like just pumping money into Avengers trying to get my badge. It was great.
I love that.
I love that. I wonder if it's going to be a top earner for you. I wonder if it moved it up in the earnings for your earnings report. Your next.
We'll find out. I think we're going to record tomorrow. We're so behind because it's going to be a really cool show. Rachel and I, Electric Batcast, because we have. November, December, and then the year-end earnings.
Ooh, that's a good show.
That's cool.
Very cool stuff.
That's cool.
So stay tuned.
There you go. All right, what's next? Is Brian Eddy's next game Dracula?
I don't know anything about this.
Okay, so hey, this is where we learn everything. We're the show that dropped like Fallout's going to be. The next one.
Yeah.
And everybody's going with it. Nobody said no. You don't know what you're talking about.
No.
I'm hearing that Brian Eddy's next game is a non-licensed IP, kind of like King Kong. Interesting. They're going in this direction. But they're probably just tired of dealing with license holders.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking about it. What would be a cool IP that a non-licensed IP that Brian Eddy might be working on? Dracula.
Are you hearing this, or you're coming? This is you.
No, I've only heard that it's not a licensed IP.
Okay.
So these are things that could be that makes sense in the pinball space. Something like Dracula. I think Frankenstein is open. I don't think
Willie.
No, Disney will fuck you regardless. And also that's just a dumb IP for a pinball machine.
We'll save that for another company.
Also, was super cool, but you're probably not going to see this Cthulhu that's available.
No idea what that is.
I feel like Bram Stoker's Dracula would be pretty cool because it's. So you're saying that you picked that because it's in the fair use category now, like you can, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. And if you think about it, Gary's dad did Dracula back in the day, the Stern Electronics Dracula. It could be like we're doing it again. Gary is following in his father's footsteps and releasing a Dracula game. I think it would be a cool title.
I just noticed Little Shop of Horrors is also fair use now.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it says copyright was never renewed. Huh. That has spooky written all over it, but
yeah.
But they only make one a year. I think that would be down on the list, but it would be something I could see them making.
Is Spooky making Motorhead by limited run?
Yes.
Somebody confirm that?
They're manufacturing the Motorhead.
Because that was one hell of a homebrew. Did you ever get a chance to play it?
No, I didn't.
God, it was.
I think their path is we're gonna see Goonies next. then Gremlins, Motorhead, somewhere like that, and then South Park. But I mean, South Park's like 3 years away.
Okay. And no Goonies.
Yeah, Goonies. I'm all about.
So he's more Goonies
That's
than
an instant
Gremlins.
buy.
I'm more Gremlins than Goonies. What are you?
I'm Goonie. I'm big.
I feel like
Goonies.
Goonies has so many cool things. I don't remember Gremlins enough, even though I did watch it a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Goonies just has moments, dude. The moment to me that translates to pinball so well is when he's playing the piano, and if you get the note wrong, the floor falls below you, because that could be a shot.
Yes.
Like, and if you miss a shot, it falls. Like
she was playing.
Yeah, you missed a shot. The flippers die.
Yeah, it'd be so cool.
But the whole story is the ultimate, like, neighborhood kids going on an epic adventure movie.
It's Stranger Things before Stranger Things.
Yep.
100%. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that. I don't know.
And the Fratellis? Come on, man. The Fratellis. They're the best. The Fratellis are the best. When he's like, I went to fat camp and I threw up and she's like, puree. She shoves his hand in the blender.
You'll know this is real when Bug's rolling around Expo giving everybody Baby Ruths.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, that would be interesting, right? Two games where they could make that connection.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
That's pretty cool. All right, what's next, boys?
What's on the list? Is Godzilla close to being the best-selling pinball machine of all time?
But that's not right, because you're saying that's the best-selling Stern of all time. It's not the best-selling pinball machine of all time. There's no way they did 20,000.
Right.
But they keep making them. Like, I don't think it's 20,000, but it has to be a shitload because they keep making them.
I think that's, what did they call it back in the day? Fuzzy math. Okay.
Well, this is what spawned this, for the viewers. This is what spawned this conversation. I was listening to Loser Kid, and Joel mentioned that Godzilla is about to be the best-selling machine. Actually, I don't want to misquote anybody. I wrote it down.
All right, I'm gonna go get a Diet Coke.
Ready for this?
Ralph's taking a break. Let me just go get a Diet Coke?
Go get a Diet Coke. What's Ralph doing? Hitting a vape?
What's the
Okay.
Wait, what's the this was the show you said, Joel, so is it that Christmas show that they did where the Loser Kid paired up with
No, it was before that.
It was, but he's on with Joel. You're saying Joel from Flipping Out said it, or
no, Joel
from Triple Drain?
Did I say Loser Kid? I meant Triple Drain.
Yeah, Triple Drain.
I meant Triple Drain.
Okay.
Or maybe it was that Christmas one.
It must have been because that was the one where Triple Drain it was like was on the Loser Kid show or something.
Right. Joel said Godzilla is very soon going to be the most sold pinball machine of all time. And I sent you that clip and I was like, why is he saying this? Because I've heard differently. And then you guys were like, well, that's what Gomez said in Kerry Hardy's live he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I went back to that.
Oh, investigative journalist. Washington Post.
Here's the quote from Gomez. At some moment in time, in the not too distant future, Godzilla is going to break the record for how many pinball machines produced. That's actually
produced ever.
Yes.
Oh,
no, well, that's the quote. So,
so that's confusing.
That's so like, you could take that in so many different ways. The reason my ears kind of perked up about all this is, from what I've heard, they're not close to selling 24,000, and the only reason, about a year and a half ago, I was at a conference and I was hanging out with some people who actually do know. Who would know this kind of stuff, and they were very excited. Now, remember, this was about a year and a half ago. They were on the verge of passing Lethal Weapon 3, which of Gary's pinball companies, that is the best-selling game. That's documented at 10,500 copies. So they were excited that Godzilla was about to be the best-selling machine of any of Gary's companies. So you're talking Sega, Data East, Stern, Pinball.
Okay.
So to say that it's getting close to Adams Family sales, that's 24,000. That would mean in a period of a year they sold 15,000 Godzillas. That doesn't even make close. That's not accurate.
So you think it's more likely that he's saying it's the best selling game that of the company Stern has been associated with? Right?
That's how I take it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean best selling ever, because that is Adam's Family and that's over 20,000. So he's not saying it's better. But the way he said that is weird, because you could imply that it's ever.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I've heard other podcasters like talk about it like, oh no, this is a fact because Gomez said that. That's technically not what he said. And when you get like Joel is very well respected, everybody loves him, and he's just going by what Gomez is saying and maybe misinterpreting it. But Don from Don's Pinball Podcast said the same thing. I'm not calling out these people because they're wrong. They're going by what Gomez has said, but what Gomez has said was not very clear.
Yeah.
But from what all my accounts, okay, I even reached out to somebody in Stern Sales to get a hard number, and they said they changed software and they couldn't go back and to see, of
course,
the history of sales. So
but
they said it was no way. No, like the only people that actually know it's going to be Seth, maybe Todd, but it's definitely going to be Seth, Gary, and then the guy, I can't remember his name right now, the guy that actually owns Stern.
So little bit of information out there for everyone. We're just a little.
Oh, Dave. I'm sorry, Dave Peterson.
Dave Peterson. All right, so just a little more. We're just a correction. That's all. Sometimes you have to.
Well, and the only reason I think this is important, because when you have important people in the pinball space, Joel and Don, saying this, people are going to repeat it on Facebook like it's a fact, or read or forums and what have you, because this would be monumental if any modern Stern pinball machine sold 24,000 copies. That would be huge. And I'm not taking anything away from Godzilla sales. That's an amazing game, and it's the amount of games they've sold is something to talk about. It's notable.
Yeah. Speaking of like game sales, did you guys, I don't know if you happen to hear it, but on Don's podcast, he before the Dune, the thing, how they closed the sales of Dune, like they're obviously sold some through to distributors, so they'll be available, but they closed sales down. But I didn't know that you could buy directly from barrels. So Don, they must use like Shopify or something. So Don tried to see how many Dunes he could put in his cart, because he's like, it's probably tied to the inventory system, and it was like 76 or something like that. I can't remember what number he threw out there, but it was like going to cost him like, I don't know, some ungodly amount of money.
Yeah.
But he's like, I just wanted to see if I could see what the total is, which was actually kind of a creative thing that he did. Like I would never think to do something like that. But
and what happened?
Oh, it was like 76 or something. He could put 76 in his cart.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know if that's like, but the thing is, like, if there's 76 left that they were going to build, what is that end number going to be? Because didn't they say they were going to build like 1,000, but no one really thinks they sold that many of those. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll see. It definitely took off after Expo, though. I'll tell you that.
No question, it took off after Expo. I think it was I know some numbers, but it was pretty low until Expo and Winchester. I think Winchester.
Trust tree, Jamie. What was the number?
Nothing. Winchester did so well that I think it let people go, hey, let's check out Dune, and then with the Dune code getting so much better, and then Jeff from Dirty Pool really putting in his music and everything there. What a great machine they put out. Good for them.
What do you think about this? If and I don't even know if it makes sense money wise. Like, what if that's Barrels of Fun deal? They do runs of 500.
I think that'd be cool. You mean like what? That's just what they're gonna do? Like
Just
always?
limit
Like,
everything
that's our
that's 500.
strategy.
Yeah,
We're just
because
gonna
like
make limited stuff that's
yeah,
kind
because
of
like
niche.
Stern has the market on like we're gonna make as many machines as you guys are gonna buy. Actually, we're gonna make more than you guys can buy, and they're gonna sit in a warehouse somewhere. And then Jersey Jack has their thing. Spooky has the thing where they're gonna make about 1,000 machines of each title. Barrel could find their little niche with like, dude, we're super niche. This is a like
250 to 500, like small.
It's a specialty pinball machine, and we just do 5 runs of 500. I don't know how much licensing is. It might not even make sense to do that.
Yeah, I was looking up. I was curious about
Winchester probably wasn't a big license, right? Now it is a license. They did license the Winchester Mystery House,
right?
But the Winchester House itself. But you would have to find constant that type of license, right? That's not Dune. You couldn't do Dune at 500. You couldn't do Goonies.
Yeah, you know what's kind of interesting though? It is funny that like if you start doing research on it, like you just say, hey, what would it cost me to license like RoboCop in 2025? Because I posted that thing about RoboCop. I
saw that.
And then people were like, oh, some were like they should remake it, and some were like, now we're good. Like, I don't care. But I looked up like how much would it cost, and I've talked to ChatGPT about all these companies, so it knows when I reference Stern that Stern is the bigger of the pinball companies. And so I said, out of all the pinball companies that I've talked to you about, who could afford the license for RoboCop in 2026? And it came back and it said, based on what I know, Stern Pinball would be the logical choice because this license is going to cost millions of dollars. And I said, why is it more complex now? And then it showed all of the times that RoboCop changed hands, because it was like Orion or something back in the day. Do you remember Orion? So like that's the thing that no one thinks about. Like when they go, I'd love to have XYZ license. It's like, but that license could end up being in such legal licensing hell, and all the people you'd have to potentially pay along the way would make it like not feasible to do it ever. And I think a lot of licenses happen to fall into that category. And that's just why we don't see them. They were easier to license back then when one entity owned them.
Well, that's what happened with Eminem. Stern was talking to Eminem about doing a pinball machine. The problem is all of the hits, the songs you would want to be in the game, are owned by all kinds of different producers. That's just when he was starting his career.
Yeah.
And like the licensing would be an absolute nightmare. And like
it would cost too much to even make. Like you wouldn't even make any money if you made it.
Not even but just getting everybody to agree to stuff. So you would end up with songs that were like on his later in his catalog. And so that was the main issue with doing the Eminem pin.
Isn't that why Guns N' Roses was easier to work with? I heard that like Slash or one of them, like they were just like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like they gave them permission. Eric Minier told this story once about how like they wanted to do like a Jersey Jack like T-shirt that had Guns N' Roses on it or something like this, and they were like, Slash. He like called up Slash and he's like, do whatever you want. Like I talked to the guys, we're cool with it. Like go do it. Yeah. And it's like, that's pretty awesome if you can get to that kind of level with licensor, because it's one person.
That's what Stern did with Metallica. That was easy peasy.
Buddies with the band, and then they'll
the band saw Rush, and that's the story, isn't it? That the band saw Rush and said, we want our pinball machine to be better than this one, and or something like that. This is what I'd heard, but I've told that story a million times about Mark Tremonti. He gives in his record contracts, his music is free to use for pinball companies, which is why his music is used in Venom.
Cool.
Venom's got a cool soundtrack, by the way. I don't think it ever.
A lot of that is Tremonti. So I mean, you could see a Creed pinball machine. What do you think? Get us higher?
No.
Come on.
Hell, I know. That's a clip right there, dude.
The story of Van Halen is
the Creed guys are awesome. Like my band really helped them out. we let them open up for us to kind of get them exposure when they were getting out of when they were getting out of Florida. All those guys are really, really awesome, amazing people. I don't think the Creed pinball machine would sell.
6 feet from the edge, multi-ball? No.
Mm-mm.
No? All right. But I did tell that Van Halen.
I want to see Cobra.
I want to see Cobra too. I did see that. I'll tell this very, very quickly. I did meet Wolfgang Van Halen, and the first thing I said to Wolfie was, and his mom, Valerie Bertinelli, why is there not a Van Halen pinball machine? And they said too many lead singers. So if Van Halen doesn't get a pinball machine, they've had too many lead singers.
Licensing for pinball machines across the board. I've always heard this. I've hung out with Jody for years and close to him. When you approach an IP holder and say like you want to do a pinball machine, they give you the full price, and you have to work from there. Going, look, we're pinball. It's small,
tiny.
And you have to work your way down. And, sometimes, that's why you have a Jurassic Park without most of the actors.
Right.
You have to make the license and what everything it encompasses. You have to whittle down the price to where it makes sense to put it in a pinball machine.
Good point, sir.
Yep.
One of the next questions we had is, are pinball podcasts too long? And we're already at an hour and a half, so let's talk this out.
Okay, the reason
where's that come from? I don't remember who wrote that.
I put that in there, and the reason was because of the Gomez interview.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was almost 3 hours, right?
But wasn't our leg podcast, the ones we were showing our legs, wasn't that one like 3 hours?
It was
also a live. That was live.
There were so many comments from people. It's too long. That's too long for a podcast. Canada even messaged us and was like,
"Oh, that's right.
You guys are crazy. That's too long for a podcast." Do people not know you can pause a podcast?
You can. You can do that.
You can break it up into as many segments as you want, but overwhelmingly, pinball fans were like, "This is so cool, and we love it." You have 3 hours of us chit-chatting with Gomez. I mean, like, so you what do you want, like 30 minutes?
Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten anything. We would have got like one question in 30 minutes.
We would have got one question. Yeah. He went on a little bit long. That's okay. I tried my best.
But honestly, Ralph and I could have gone for another hour, and I think Gomez could too. This was like the coolest moment, just to be able to like talk to somebody like this.
And ask him whatever. I mean, he wasn't. It's not like it's not like he didn't want to answer anything. So
I was just happy he knew my name.
Can we go a little bit behind the scenes about how Jamie was hyperventilating the night before?
Go ahead, make fun of me.
Well, I was at the bat, and I was like, I'm like, "Hey, Cale, what's up?" Like, we just did our normal, like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Man, Jamie's like freaking the hell out right now." I was like, "Dude, you should have seen him the other night. He was like crazy freaking out." I was like, "Well, he was pretty much freaking out on this too." He goes, "No, man, he was like out of his mind." So I don't know. Like, what did you do, Jamie? Why was it that bad? It was.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we share a note. Okay, we share a note on Apple, and Cale and Ralph were listing all the questions to ask George Gomez. It's not like I wanted to sit and say, "Hey, tell me about your Porsche," bullshit questions like that. But I wanted to make it a little more lighting than the way the questions were reading. So I started freaking out.
Oh, so you didn't say that was why you were freaking out. Oh, and I probably overwhelmed you because I'm like, "Hey, man, I just threw it into ChatGPT and it fucked the whole list up." And I think you're probably like, And
then I spent an hour trying to put them together. So that it flowed, because
which you did a good job
doing an interview. It's got to flow. I can't just go ask him one question and then go to Pokemon and this. I was trying to make it flow, and it gives. Ladies and gentlemen, I have anxiety. It is what it is. I just have it.
But this is how bad it was. I'm in bed, and Jamie calls me. He calls me. I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" He's like, "Man, we can't do these questions." I was like, "Why not?" He's like, "They're too hard." And I said, Gomez is a smart guy. I think he can answer him. He's like, "There's no way. We can't do this." we had a 2-hour conversation in the middle of the night. Me talking Jamie off the ledge.
Wasn't 2 hours. It's a good 35 minutes.
It was an hour. But I was like, I promise you, it's going to be fine. It's good. This is the stuff people want to hear about, and you know, and it was the same thing with Ralph's questions. He's like, no, this is too hard. This is too hard. I just want to bullshit with them like we're having a good time, and it turned out that way. But we also had some substance to it. Yeah.
No, I guess my initial thought was just three of us sitting at a bar talking to George Gomez, but people have done that before, and I'm glad we didn't do that. That's why it's called the Roundtable, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
You know, and the other two nights said, "Hey, Jamie, calm down, dude. Calm down." And I did. Eventually, I calmed down. But, you know, they know what it is to work with me. I'm a pain in the ass. So it is what it is.
We can't have that many more left, dude. You went through like a lot of them. I saw one we didn't talk. I saw one we didn't talk about. But I think it's a stupid idea. It was my dumb idea. I'm not going to do it. So I don't even know if I should bring it up.
Go ahead. We'll end it with it.
All right. I felt a little bit bad after when we decided not to do the awards. I felt a little bit bad because I didn't realize that the actual Twippy Awards are not including content creators. So I kind of felt bad because it's like the one time out of the year where like the people that stream games and, you know, make long form content or short form, whatever. And there's so many new creators in this space that I'm sure they would get excited to win something. Well, by us doing that. So I'm like, I'm going to do a creator only awards. And then I'm like, but why was it's a stupid idea. I want to do it because I feel like the creators should be recognized. I don't want to do it because it's too much work.
Is this going to be the Retro Ralph Awards?
That's what I was just going to do it as my own and just be like, yeah, you'd win something. You'd still get a trophy. But then I'm like, but if I do this, it's only good if I keep doing it. Because no one wants to win an award that they won on an award show once.
Do you choose the winners?
No, I was going to do the voting.
Oh, okay.
It was just going to be content creators. But then I thought about all the reasons why we didn't do it. And I'm like, well, those reasons still exist. So
could you imagine...
I wouldn't be eligible. By the way,
don't love you, right? There's some content creators that might not love you right now, right? So what if you?
Why? What did I do?
You know who I'm talking about.
You know, you don't want to stream with certain people or
oh,
something.
Yeah. Don't cause trouble. We're good now. We made up.
Are you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, what if you didn't put them on your list?
They'd be on the list. Trust me. Everyone would be on the list. That's the thing.
I'll tell you some good news. You'll be able to hang out with them because they're coming to the Electric Bat.
Okay.
The Smoking Popes are going to play at Yucca, and we're gonna have in that same weekend we're going to have a pinball tournament at Electric Bat Arcade.
When is this?
I don't have a hard date. I think it's in like June.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. We're hanging out.
Good. You could bury the hatchet once and for all.
There's no hatchet. Stop. You're causing trouble. There is none.
And for people that don't know, we're talking about punk rock pinball.
It was a misunderstanding. We're good.
Bury it, Ralph. Come on. We don't need this in this hobby.
Oh God, come on! Now you're gonna make people start talking about. There's nothing to talk about.
No, there's nothing there. I'm just having a go, ladies and gentlemen. Just having some fun. But the issue is, you're gonna list someone out, and then you're gonna get hammered from those people. And I just think it's not worth it.
But there was a moment in time, very brief, where I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I don't care if people complain, and I was gonna put as many of the creators in the categories as possible. The thing is, it was just gonna be
last year, remember? And it was a cluster.
Well, anyway, I'm not doing it. Clearly, you guys think it wasn't a good idea. All the issues with us doing it still exist. So I'd just be doing less categories, and I'd have to still do all the shit.
With Zach, where we invite 10 of us. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's whiteboard this. Wait, whiteboard it. Hold on. Wait, Cale.
Invite 10 of us to do what?
No.
We all get on a Riverside Zoom.
Oh my God, what a nightmare.
No,
okay,
do what?
You're going to have 10 motherfuckers that like to just run their mouth constantly on one call?
No, it won't work.
Well, just wait. Let me talk this out.
No. All right. So what is it? What's the point of this? We get on all right. 10 of us on this thing. What do we do?
We each give a vote, and we get 10 categories like we were going to do in the Pinball Roundtable Awards, and everyone gets a vote. Best podcast, and we we do that. And then we title it up, and boom, the best podcast goes to whatever.
Okay.
So you'd vote for your favorite as a creator? Like,
yeah, as there's 10 industry content creators. We're also picking the best game of 2025, the best launch, the best whatever.
If I'm Cale, then I'm not going to say Electric Bat because I can't. So I say my favorite like Wedgehead, if that's what it is, right? So that's what you're saying they do?
Yeah. And we count them up. And then Wedgehead wins. Congrats, Wedgehead.
You know how hard it is.
I don't know if I like this, Jamie.
No, the
this
logistics
is even dumber idea than mine.
It's a nightmare. You know how hard it is for us three to find time to do this? You're gonna get 10 people.
All right. Well, maybe Don can do it. Don can spearhead it. He's not working hard.
But you still need to. You just brought up the biggest point, Cale. You're never going to get all 10 to be able to do it at the same time. It'll never friggin' happen.
It doesn't even make sense.
No, it's just stupid, Jamie. I don't like this.
Line of his is it doesn't even make sense, ladies and gentlemen. When he says it, I laugh.
What are we even doing here?
What are we doing here is mine, and it doesn't even make sense as Cale's. It's my favorite. You should make a t-shirt of that. It's such a good t-shirt.
I gotta. Do we have a time for another one? I got a cool
one more real quick.
Yeah, one more.
It's probably won't be real quick. Another Cale's conspiracy corner. You know, like with the Godzilla numbers.
Yeah, these are good.
Yeah, you'll love it. This is a little insight. Another thing that Gomez said on Kerry's interview was about Kerry asked about a warehouse in Chicago that's holding what does he say, like 20,000 Stern machines that they can't sell, right?
Right.
I can verify that's not true. That doesn't exist. Zach on the Zach Manny on the pinball show brought it up.
Yeah, he brought it up. Yeah.
And he talked about Rotra. Are you guys familiar with Rotra?
I was from you.
Okay.
Only from you.
I've been to Rotra.
Is that the drop ship warehouse? Like the one where you can like be a distributor and use it as a place to stage your game before?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're using it anymore. But I don't think Stern's machines were in there. Okay, like 9 years ago or something like that. I was helping out Rob Burke, and me and one of his employees took a cube truck over to Rotra to pick up some machines for Expo. And so this is like 9 years ago. I'm like, whoa, what are we doing? This is kind of cool. So they open the doors of this place. We drive a truck in, and it's Stern machines, like a couple $1 million worth. I don't know. Jeez. Just like stacked up. You know how they say like don't stack?
Yeah.
These things were stacked up like 3 high as far as you could see into the warehouse. And you can imagine me, I'm just getting in the industry. I'm going,
yeah, like, whoa.
Oh my God, the whole industry's fake. Because like I thought all these machines they were on the streets or in somebody's house, But no, I mean, that's just the business model. Like Stern gives them to the distributor, and the distributor's got to figure out how to like offload these things. So that did exist. From talking to people, I heard they're not using Rotra anymore. So like Marco's Specialties games were in there. Melissa Cointaker's games were in there. Like all the biggest distributors, this is just where they stored their games because it made sense. They were manufactured at Stern, and Stern would just send them to this Rotra place. But what people are talking about now about a warehouse with Stern games that they can't sell, that does exist, but it only has like about 3,000 games in it. It's full of like mostly John Wick and Venoms that they can't even sell them to distributors. So that's what that whole rumor is about. It's not 20, 30,000 games.
Okay.
And I even verified that because, people at Stern have tried to like sell those games to my friends. They're like, man, we got these 3,000 games, we got to figure out something to do with. And I think that's why you're seeing them pop up on Amazon, which is a smart move. I mean, they got to, because they're paying to store these games. It's actually it's costing them money to like sit on these games.
Yeah, that was actually one of the topics we were going to talk about because the Amazon store popped back up around the holidays, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I think there was a couple of like, I can't remember what content creators were talking about. Someone was saying for like a short period of time, they even did a couple like Black Friday ones. Like they did some deals on a couple games. I can't remember which ones it was. I want to say it might have been John Wick. It was posted in like one of the Stern Enthusiast things, and then people are like, oh, I got it. Like I got the deal. But yeah, it's. I'd love to. It would be interesting to see what the process is of. I'm assuming you buy it from Amazon, and then they just partner with some shipping company to ship it out to you. I would guess, right?
Yeah.
They
probably you can buy like gun safes off Amazon, so they're used to shipping heavy stuff.
Yeah, but
All right, I need a title for this podcast real quick before we end it, because Ralph was right. No more editing the podcast and putting Roundtable Part 12. Who gives a shit? Nobody cares. Right? So I need Roundtable. Boom. I need a little snippet there for us.
Are we talking about this on the show?
Yeah, why not? Let's talk about it on the show. I thought Cale does a good job, or something like Cale dispenses rumors. I don't know. I need something.
Normally you'd pick
25 recap.
25 recap.
Well, you did. Cale had you could say, what was it? We talked a lot about, you just pick pick three things that we talked about that would be fun to have in a title. Like pick three, you know what I mean? Like
I'm not good at this.
I'll send you a thing. I'll send you something.
This is Ralph's wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'll send you something.
Ralph's so good at it.
But before we go, and this is on the list, each of us say, what is our favorite game of 2025?
Oh, good. You want to go first?
Who wants to? Do you want me to go first, Ralph?
Yeah,
you want to go first?
I want you to go first.
You go first.
I'll go first. D&D was released in 2025. That's a 2025 game, right?
It is.
That's not getting enough attention. Man, that is an amazing game. Cool artwork. Stays true to the IP. Like you're going on an epic adventure in this pinball machine, and I think it gets forgotten at the end because it came out so early in the year.
Yeah.
I when Kaneda did his awards and gave the award for best mech to Dune, that worm, he happened to call me and I was like, bro, you fucked that part up. Because like, how can you overlook the dragon?
That's a mistake.
In the premium. First,
the dragon's badass. I mean,
the Dune worm, it doesn't even look like a worm. It looks like a can of beans. And I mean, it's like the dragon looks like a dragon. It shoots balls at you. It's also a bash toy, and it taunts you while you're playing.
Yeah.
Like that is one of the most amazing mechs in pinball, period, in the history of pinball. In this single game that I label as the 2025 Game of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, Dungeons and Dragons: The Tyrant's Eye.
Over Harry Potter, Evil Dead. We can't count Beetlejuice because it's not. No one's really at it.
Right.
All right, Ralph, you're up. What's your 20?
Is this our favorite of 2025?
Yeah, your favorite.
Your favorite game.
So up until this is going to be crazy, and people are going to think I'm nuts for this because it's really hard because I got like three that I would put like almost all together in a group. I probably would have been a toss up between Harry Potter and Kong because I just really
you can only pick one.
I really like but I'm gonna pick
one.
I'm gonna pick Predator as my favorite game of 2025.
Oh wow, I like that.
Yeah, it's just different. Like there's something about it that makes it so fun because it's different. And I will say the disclaimer might be I'm very much a super fan of Predator, the original movie.
Yeah.
So and like. Arnold was all those Arnold 80s action movies were all like movies that kind of like that's what I grew up watching. So something that's based on that I'm gonna love. But it's just fun. It's just a fun fucking game.
The game, Jamie's game of 2025. I had a tough time because I just started thinking of where do I put my most quarters when I go to Eureka. And I put a lot of money into Harry Potter, ladies and gentlemen. So that is my game of the year for 2025. I spent the most money at Eureka Heights on Harry Potter. I think it's a win when you could have a Wizard edition that looks just like the middle edition, that looks just like the collector's edition. You're winning.
Well, the arcade edition is the real deal.
That's what I meant. The arcade edition. You know, here we have an arcade edition at Eureka Heights, and I'm not missing anything. Nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I could play against Ralph.
Does the one they have, is it the corrected artwork?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No Droopy Dragon.
Ralph, do you kind of like having the original, the mistake artwork, right?
I do. I have the mistake.
The
I have all the mistakes.
How many do you think are out there? Like 200-300?
I don't know, because it seemed like it took a while before they actually corrected it. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, it's got to at least 100 had to have left that way.
Yeah,
at least.
It kind of it makes it special. It's like it's a piece of pinball history. Like, oh, they printed the wrong damn file.
I hope it makes it worth more.
Yeah, that'll be
cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's gonna be.
We should do one next time. We need to do a segment, Cale, on what's leaving Ralph's garage.
Oh, that's true, because there's gonna be something leaving soon.
Real
quick, do you guys think how many Harry Potters do you think they sold?
Oh,
I thought it was almost 2,000. I thought.
Okay.
I thought I heard that from somebody.
2,000 all in between the arcade, Wizard, and collectors.
Yeah, I think Canada said, like, I think he said 1,800, and that was. I hope I'm not giving too much away. That's after he had dinner with Brett.
Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
like, that's after he had dinner with that Brett guy. He's the one that told him.
And he had like 4 Manhattans on his kudos, and it was great. The more Manhattans going, the better the show got.
Isn't that awesome for them, though? Like, that's great.
Oh, that's amazing. And I have to, there's egg on my face because I was on record for saying I didn't think this game was going to sell. Kudos to the whole team. They knocked it out of the park, and people speak with their wallets, and they're doing it.
Yeah, they sold. They're selling the shit out of it.
Honestly, I thought it was going to be another Jersey Jack that was like people would be excited for a little bit, and then like it just people forget about it. They really did something special with this game, and we know it cost an arm and a leg, and blood, sweat, and tears. Ralph was part of it and saw it happen behind the scenes. They pulled it off, and this is a game. It looks like they're going to be able to sell for a long time.
Yeah.
Would you still consider it? Would you get one?
No, just because of the reliability. It's just
right.
Not,
I understand. Yeah, I mean, Eureka doesn't get to play that the back gets. So you're talking apples and oranges, but it
has to, for something to withstand the kind of play you get at the bat. It has to be a Stern. Like Winchester would probably be a nightmare, and so would any Jersey Jack.
Well, there you go. We're going to end on that, ladies and gentlemen. Check out Cale Hernandez at Electric Bat, Retro Ralph at Retro Ralph. What is it, 1980 on Instagram?
No. Oh, Instagram? I don't care about Instagram. Just go follow me on YouTube. Go to Retro Ralph Live on YouTube or Retro Ralph. That's it.
And then like and subscribe to JBS Show. Let's get to 1,000. I'd appreciate it. And give a shout out to Erica from Erica's Pinball Journey. She's going to be giving away a prize to the 1,000th subscriber to the JBS Show. How cool is that?
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. She's helping me out. She's going to give away a prize. So there you go.
Prize?
So the 1,000th subscriber to our channel here that hosts the Roundtable will get a surprise from Erica from Erica's Pinball Journey. So we love her.
That's very cool.
All right, boys. Thank you so much. Great time. As always, what are we, an hour 53? Not too bad. Not too bad.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, remember, you can always hit pause.
You can just do it. You can hit pause.
See you guys.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you.